financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
A new WVU Heart and Vascular Institute is now open in Martinsburg, offering 10,000 square feet of clinic space with exam rooms, procedure rooms, diagnostic capabilities, and a dedicated patient entrance waiting area. At the WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques to provide world-class healthcare close to home. Visit the expanded WVU HVI Clinic on the Berkeley Medical Center campus, a department of Berkeley Medical Center.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post-14 Hornets.
The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is going, gone! A 3-run homer!
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
I don't know. Good afternoon and welcome to P.O. Faulkner Park. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, as we get you set for American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR. The rain is coming down here at P.O. Faulkner Park, as we may have a delay in this one. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. The Hornets looking for a win, Dylan, after a tough loss the other day, and we'll see if they're able to bounce back.
Yep, they're playing Vienna today, and this rain just started coming down in the last couple minutes. Literally within the last maybe 3 minutes. Our cameraman this afternoon, Colin McLaughlin, looked at his phone, the weather report, and said, "It's about to rain." And I think about 5 seconds later, he said, "Actually, it is raining." And then in the last couple minutes, it has turned into a down.
WVU Medicine welcomes 10 new providers to our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Health Associates East. 2 hospitalists, Dr. Vamsi Amanchi and Dr. Aparna Bahara. 5 providers in emergency medicine, Dr. Douglas Binkelman, Dr. Michael McCullough, Dr. Melissa Natali, and nurse practitioners Sylvia Purdy and Leslie Purcell. And 3 specialists, Dr. William Ware, pediatrics, nurse practitioners Brittany Johnson, OBGYN, and Kristen Renzi, cardiology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear the latest in local sports.
Spring Mills, Hedgesville, Martinsburg went 2-2. Martinsburg might be looking like the favorites right now because the most recent meetings against Spring Mills and Hedgesville, they were the victors in. But you never know. Any given night, these teams can win.
Tune into the Sports Mix with Spencer, Nick, and Colin. Weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV 10, and streaming live on the TV 10 Facebook page.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Welcome you back to P.O. Faulkner Park. As it looks like we've entered a weather delay here in the game that was scheduled for first pitch at 1 o'clock, and just within the last 5 minutes we've had a lot of rain come down. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini on the call with you. Welcome you back, Nick, after we had some technical difficulties because of the weather.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But it looks like it's already about to stop, so that could be good. But, rain kind of coming down. Definitely a weird start to this broadcast, though.
Right, yeah, as we got Colin McLaughlin on the camera and Spencer Dupuis back in the studio.
But
in between Berkeley Post 14 and Vienna.
I guess we'll spend some time recapping the Hornets' last game, talk a little bit about that, and then I guess try to find out what time this thing's going to start, if it's going to start on time. I don't know if there's any lightning delay, and if that's why.
I heard some thunder, but
well, thunder doesn't necessarily mean lightning delay.
Right.
I don't know how that works necessarily, but there was a chance of thunderstorms here today, so the Hornets have had a little bit of a rough stretch, is what I was going to start this with. They've lost 3 straight. Going back to that loss that they had way back on June 18th, the last time we saw this team play. June 18th, a loss to Post 10, 5-4, in a highly competitive game, went to extra innings, but the Hornets came up short in that one. That same Post 10 team would go on to beat Leesburg in Berkeley Post 14's tournament. So, they beat a pretty quality Leesburg squad. Then they came back here and lost to Bedford, the Hurricanes, 10-5. And then the other day on Friday, lost to Potomac Valley Post 64, a team that Berkeley Post 14 has kind of dominated in the area and has beaten up on and has forced no area tournament because of them beating them in the regular seasons. The two teams just decided not to play an area tournament, but a 15-13 loss on Friday. So it's been a little bit of a rough stretch for Berkeley Post 14. You look back on that game, Dylan, it's a weird game. The Hornets had 14 hits compared to Potomac Valley's 7, but still lost the game due to some walks and some errors. So in the game, they walked 12 batters. So you allowed 19 guys on base. Potomac Valley also walked 12, so you just didn't come through those hits at the right time, it seems like. And just a weird game to lose 15-13, despite out-hitting them by double the hits. So for whatever reason, this team's struggling right now, but today an opportunity against a quality Vienna team. If you're able to come back, get a win, especially in both these games, you'll be feeling a lot better about the Hornets moving forward, I think.
Right.
Because we know they have the talent.
Of course, yeah. 15-13, it sounds like some sort of weird Big Ten football game. you never expect to lose a game when you score 13 runs. But, yeah, that means the pitching and the fielding has to really shape up, which, they have the pitchers to do it. They have guys like, Braden Stottlemyre is due to be up on the mound in Game 1 here today. And they just need to get that under control. They got some younger pitchers as well, guys like Jason Myers, who they're going to go through some growing pains playing at this elevated level. But they have the talent up and down the lineup to most games have big offensive performances like that and come through with a win. They just need to, get things together fundamentally in the field and on the mound, and I think they can. And I think they're well within their abilities to be able to do that.
Vienna post 180, also coming off of a loss the other day to Fairfax. American Legion post 177, 10-4. But prior to that, they were on a 3-game win streak. And the only games they've actually lost this year all coming to Fairfax. They're 7-3. Their 3 losses to Fairfax post 177, which is a pretty good area there in Northern Virginia, so makes some sense to have those losses. But overall, they've been a good team and should provide a pretty good challenge when talking with their manager, Nick Good, and also looking at their roster. They got several guys that are either playing college baseball currently or are committed to play. They even have a Shepherd guy on their roster, but he's not playing today. He's not with the team today, but that was kind of interesting to see a Shepherd Ram being a member of this Vienna team.
Right, yeah, Ethan Jones, number 10 for Vienna, not with them today. He's a freshman at Shepherd this year, but they got guys like, Mac Lewis, who's due to be the cleanup hitter in the first game, who's committed to Purdue. Guys like, Chris Fortunato, who's committed to Stevenson. Got some guys going to Lynchburg, George Washington, Dickinson College. So they obviously have a lot of talent up and down this roster, same way that Post 14 does.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll try to give you an update on when this game's going to get started, if it's been delayed at all, and if we need to go to any alternative programming before we bring it back here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll find out that information. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. So the delay wasn't necessarily a weather delay. They're waiting on the umpires to come down as they are making their way to the field. And it's just been thunder in the area, so you can play with thunder. You just can't play if lightning is spotted within a certain miles distance. So, with the turf here at P.O. Faulkner Park, they're going to play it in the rain, which obviously will affect some things. And the umpires are making their way down the field now. Dylan said we're about 5 minutes away maybe at most from first pitch here.
Right, as long as they don't change their minds and decide some sort of delay. But yeah, I think the umpires are over in the clubhouse right by the field here and probably just waiting for the rain to die down a little bit and make sure everything was clear, looking at the weather forecast and make sure that they can play. So it looks like they're down here now. So within the next couple of minutes, we'll start playing baseball, it looks like, even with the rain.
Yeah, it's made it a little bit cooler, which is a nice thing.
That was nice. Yeah, it was pretty humid when we got here. Started setting everything up. It was over, it kind of in the low to mid 80s.
Yeah, right around first pitch here. It's, let's see, let's give you a weather update, but should be a competitive baseball game. Like I said, you got two really good teams. I think the Hornets just need to clear some things up. They're kind of uncertain of where they're going. We're talking with the assistant coaches. They were just saying, depends on what team shows up today. If we're going to find a way to win, Manager Tobin, I didn't get a chance to speak with him because he was at Sunday school teaching. So he just got here probably about 20 minutes ago or so, right before we were about to go on air. He got here, so he is now taking home plate, but it's still 85 degrees as a tent goes flying on top of the dugout. That's interesting. I don't know if Colin's got a shot of it, but
oh yeah,
storm's likely to end around 2:30 p.m., so could have rain off and on throughout the day. It's 85 degrees right now. Feels like 92, but it does feel a little bit cooler than that now. And that tent is being brought down as we speak. So
yeah, the wind picked up here for a minute. So I'm sure if it comes back around, that could affect fly balls and everything during the game. But it's kind of been coming and going here and there.
Right, going over some of the ground rules right now. But Dylan, I mean, looking at some of those box scores, we haven't seen this team in a little bit. Last time we saw them, they looked like themselves for the most part. I mean, they played pretty well, just came up one run short. What do you think it's been that's kind of slowed this team down over these last 3 games?
It seems like the pitching just hasn't quite been what it could be. Last time we saw them, Lane DeLauder on a Father's Day pitch in a loss in that tournament where he didn't quite look like himself. It was his first pitching performance since he, joined the team after, being with Hedgesville in the state tournament for high school. And, he kind of had some control issues here and there, struck out some guys like he's bound to do, but it just wasn't quite right there. And obviously they gave up 15 runs on, he said 12 walks on a Friday. So I think it's just the bats are always pretty much going to be there. They have so much talent up and down the lineup that it's hard to really have a quiet night for them, or quiet day, in this case, today. So I think they could get the pitching back on track, and whatever sort of defensive blunders that they've had, I think they can clean that up. These are talented fielders as well, and they should be fine. And that might be a little tougher task today with the rain, but I think one way or the other, I feel like they'll get back on track.
All right, we'll give you the starting lineups. First for Vienna, post 180, leading off and playing center field. Number 5, Patrick Collier. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 17, Connor Moore. Batting third, the catcher, number 12, Robbie Levy. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 7, Mark Lewis. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 14, Will Norman. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 13, Chris Fortano. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 11, Ryan O'Connor. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 15, Daniel Nielsen. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Asa Hinkle. And then for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, leading off and playing left field, number 9, Connor Bailey. Batting second, the shortstop, number 13, Baden Hartman. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 20, Colin Reed. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 1, Cam Moore. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 17, Riley Bubb. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 8, Chase Herndon. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Carson Buber. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 12, Jackson Ruest. And rounding out the lineup, the catcher, number 4, Landon Sifford. It'll be Alex Krubber on the mound today for Vienna post 180. Krubber wearing the number 20 for Vienna. And they have a pretty big roster, 21 kids on the roster. Not all of them here today. Krubber is from Oakton High School, and he's committed to Lynchburg. So a lot of commitments, a few guys uncommitted, about 5 guys uncommitted. But it's a talented group. You mentioned Mac Lewis, the number 4 guy. He's going to be, or he plays at Purdue.
Committed to Purdue. He'll go there. Yep. So I think this will be a good chance for Post 14 to get things going. If they get 2 wins today and get themselves on a 3-game win streak, they beat Waynesboro Post 15 13-3 last night. But outside of that, it has been a little bit of a struggle lately. But like you said, they got the talent on this team to get things back in the right direction as they started to yesterday.
Yeah, kind of skipped over that in my notes, but that is accurate that they did win last night. Kind of missed that game when I was scrolling through things, but overall it's been kind of an inconsistent mark either way. So our point still kind of stands there. As we're going to see Stoudemire out here on the mound for Berkeley Post 14, and interesting to see how long he pitches. The first time we saw him, I think it was only like 3 innings.
I think it might have even been 2.
Yeah, it might have only been 2 for Braden Stoudemire, but I'm sure at this point in the year, at this point in the summer, that arm's ready to go, and certainly gives you a good chance, but it will be a difficult lineup today, Dylan.
It will, yeah. You wouldn't expect him to pitch in Game 2, unless maybe you would. So maybe if we see him only go a couple innings, maybe they save him and say, hey, maybe get you a couple more innings in Game 2. But I think it's more likely to just see him go as long as he can today in game number 1 before moving on to some other guys in the rotation and the bullpen. So if you're Post 14, hopefully you can get a nice long outing out of him, save some arms.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that they would rev his arm up just to pitch him again in a second game later on in the day. That doesn't really make too much sense. But I would expect him to go as long as he needs to go in this one, and we'll see how this Post 180 team fares. Kolar will lead things off. He's one of those uncommitted members of this team from Madison High School. It's class of 2022, so kind of maybe a Riley Bubb type situation. Took a year off from playing college and now is looking to play college.
Sounds like it.
But he's going to lead off for them, the center fielder. For Vienna Post 180, who comes out in these neon green and black uniforms, or navy blue. It's
a digital camo.
Yeah.
With the neon green and gray and black.
And white pants with the green stripe down the side. The first pitch is fouled away. The Hornets in their blue uniforms with the red numbers, red letters across the chest on the jerseys, and then the gray pants with the blue stripes down the side. White hat with the blue bill. And the pitch runs inside for a ball, 1-1 count.
Yeah, that one got away from him a little bit. So it's still wet out there. He's throwing the ball back in to Sifford and get a new one.
Seems like the sun's trying to break through, though, so hopefully get these clouds out of here and we don't have any more storms. But like I said, it is expected to storm off and on throughout the early part of the afternoon. The next pitch here from Stoudemire again running inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The defense for Berkeley Post 14 behind the plate is Landon Sifford. Riley Bubb down there at third base. Hartman at shortstop. The next pitch is lined into right center field. Chasing after it is Cam Moore, and he'll make the catch, route number 1. And then Boober over there at second base. Jackson Rest at first. From left to right in your outfield, it's Connor Bailey, Chase Herndon, and Cam Moore. And as I mentioned, doing the pitching, Braden Stoudemire. That'll bring Moore to the plate. This is Connor Moore, the designated hitter for Vienna Post 180. Bats from the left side, and the first pitch to Moore is a called strike at the knees.
Collier put some good contact on that on that last pitch of his at bat, but couldn't quite get it in the gap.
The 0-1 just misses for ball one. 1 ball and a strike. Next one misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 count.
It looked like a slider or curveball that he tried to get to just hit that outside corner but couldn't.
And it seems like Stoudemire is still having either issues gripping the baseballs or potentially planting out there on that wet mound, as we had a little bit of rain earlier. Could be still a factor out on the field. Next pitch, a big swing and a miss for strike 2. So he gets ahead of Moore to a 3-2 count with 1 down here in the top half of the first inning. Doubleheader between these two teams. The next one misses outside for ball 4, and the DH takes his base.
Yeah, we'll have to see as he gets a little more comfortable out there and as things dry up, Stoudemire can get that grip back on the ball. You can tell pretty much with every pitch he's trying to, wipe his hand off, wipe the ball off.
This will bring the catcher, Robbie Levy, to the plate, and he's a George Washington commit. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Runner on first base for Vienna. The next pitch called strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. No score here, top of the first inning. Moore takes his lead off first after the 1-out walk, and the next pitch, a called strike 2. So Stoudemire works it to 1-2 count. Stoudemire checks the runner, now comes set and delivers. Good looking pitch, but just missed outside for ball 2.
Oh, yeah, I thought that one caught the outside corner, but I don't have the best view.
It definitely didn't look bad, as here's a throw over, not in time, but it can be a little bit hard to tell from our angle, pretty much directly behind the plate, with the ump and catcher kind of blocking our view. Exactly where that ball goes. This one slapped foul and out of play by Levy. So making Stoudemire work here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In that first inning, 1 down. And the next pitch. Lined into left center field. Going to be a tough play. Chasing after is Connor Bailey. It gets through into the gap. Rounding third and coming home is Moore. The throw of the plate not in time, and Vienna takes an early 1-0 lead on the RBI double from Levy, the catcher. So 1-0. Vienna on top here. That's a good piece of hitting by the catcher. Now what we presume to be the most dangerous hitter on this team, Lewis, the Purdue commit.
Levy put a ride on that one.
But Levy, of course, a D1 commit with George Washington as well. Sorry, Dylan, for cutting you off there, but go ahead.
It's all right, but no, he put a ride onto that one. Opposite field as well, left center field. Just perfectly placed. It was high up in the zone, and he was able to get around on it.
Yeah. Mac Lewis, Madison High School. Also was the captain of the football team. Helped lead James Madison High School to the Virginia Class 6A state championship.
So he's a do-it-all kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's most shortstops, right?
Right, that's what you expect. Of course, yeah, post 14s, Baden Hartman at shortstop was a quarterback for football.
Here's a pitch that misses a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Top of the first inning, an early 1-0 lead for Vienna post 180 over Berkeley post 14 here in American Legion baseball. Here's the next pitch from Stoudemire, called strike 1 at the knees. Or strike 2, excuse me.
Stoudemire can just settle in here. There won't be too much damage done.
Yep, here's the 1-2. As it misses high and outside for ball 2. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sifford comes out to signal a few things to the defense, and now resets behind the plate. Vienna trying to add to its early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Stoudemire comes set, checks the runner at second, and delivers the next pitch, and it's fouled straight back into the net. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the first inning. And the next pitch. Taken outside for ball 3. So full count here. The runner on second still in scoring position. And the next pitch, low and inside for ball 4. Walked him, the second walk of the early going on Lewis.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a tweaked something in his leg there on that pitch also.
So pitching coach can come out and speak with Stoudemire, as you mentioned, kind of taking a few walks off of the mound. I wonder if it is a little bit slippery out there due to the turf. I mean, of course, there are the benefits of the turf. We don't have, like we had yesterday, having to re-rake the field, put dirt on the field and all that stuff. But also there's some negatives to it, of course. Nothing is 100% positive. I think overall, in terms of field maintenance, it's a no-brainer, but there's also some other things that obviously go along with turf as well. So,
but it's a much different playing surface to be used to.
Resetting now is Stoudemire, a runner on second. The next pitch is fouled down the third baseline and heads out of play. So
one more out, you can really get out of this thing still in a reasonable way.
Yeah, we'll make that catch over there in left field. So runners on first and second, 2 down, and Stoudemire's going to step off. Next pitch. Called strike 1. Here on Norman. I'm sorry, Norman flew out, so Furtado. Next one is swing and a miss for a strike.
There we go. Making some good pitches now.
Fortunato. Excuse me. Stepping off again is Stoudemire. Runners on first and second. 2 down, 0-2 count. 1-0. Vienna post 180 here in the top half of the first inning. If the Hornets can get out of it, while it is a big inning in terms of total pitches for Stoudemire, it's not a whole lot of damage done. The next pitch, lined into left field. Charging in is Connor Bailey. He slides and he makes the catch out there in left. For the final out of the inning, we head to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0. Berkeley, post 14, coming to the plate. They trail Vienna. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR. We're back in 60.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 Brand Image Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Well, I'm not back. We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. And Dylan, Hornets trail at 1-0 coming to the plate now. We'll see Berkeley post 14. It's going to be Connor Bailey, Baden Hartman, and Colin Reed for Berkeley post 14 here in a 1-0 deficit.
It was a good job by Stottlemyre to at least be able to limit the damage. It's only that one run on that double by Levy. Had a couple walks in that one, but then he recovered. And it was all kind of loud outs in a sense, and at least in the sense that they were all had to be fly balls. Caught in the outfield, a couple good plays by Connor Bailey, Cam Moore. But now you have a chance to come back on offense and even things up or get Stottlemyre a lead back on the mound that he can work with.
Here's the pitch, high for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes here on Connor Bailey, leading things off. Able to make a good diving play out there in left field to end the inning. And the next pitch here is a called strike from Alex Crutter. Crutter, a left-hander. As I mentioned earlier, committed to Lynchburg. Next pitch, a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next one high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Connor Bailey. 1-0 Vienna on top.
Bailey's been a good leadoff hitter for post 14 pretty much all season.
Here's the 3-2 coming from Crutter. And it's called strike 3 on the inside corner, and Connor Bailey goes down looking.
That's tough. That's a tough call. He thought it was inside. From here, it looked like it as well, but again, our angle isn't the best from up here. But
yeah, borderline pitches. Going this time to Crutter. You always got to protect on 3-2, though. If it's close, I think sometimes it's just better off taking a hack. Pitch here to Baden Hartman, runs inside and nearly hits him as he gets out of the way. Hartman, the shortstop for Berkeley post 14. Finished up his senior year at Musselman High School, a great senior year for the Applemen. Next pitch here, called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away here in the early going. 1-0 Vienna on top. The next pitch here to Hartman is popped up in the infield and heads out of play. Baden wearing the white helmet. the silver or kind of white bat as well and white gloves. As he digs back in here on 1-2 count. And he takes a cut at this one, sends it into center field. That could be trouble. Sliding in and making a heck of a catch is Patrick Collier, the center fielder, for out number 2. Very similar play to the one that Connor Bailey made to end the inning and left. Collier making it in center.
Yeah, that's a tough play. Collier was playing, kind of shallow. He has a lot of room behind him. Back to that 370-foot wall in center field. And, Baden, I thought, had good contact on that one for it to maybe bloop in, but couldn't quite get there.
Called strike 1 there on the outside corner on Colin Reed, the designated hitter. Reed wearing the number 20 for the Hornets. Takes the next pitch high and inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, 1-0 Vienna on top. Cam Moore, his former Washington teammate, in the on-deck circle. The next pitch to Reed. He gives it a good swing, but it's
might be
in
playable.
Foul territory. Playable for the first baseman, and making a good catch on the run was Dan Nielsen for the final out of the inning. We head to the second, 1-0 post 180. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Join us this summer for the thrill of American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier team in the area, and you don't want to miss 1 second of the action.
The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is going, gone! A 3-run homer!
The Hornets begin their season on June 3rd. We'll have coverage all the way through the area tournament, July 18th through the 22nd at P.O. Faulkner Park.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. 1-0 Vienna Post 180 on top of Berkeley Post 14 as we begin this second inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman, and back in the studio, Spencer Dupuis and Dylan. Good start for Vienna overall. Had a lot of hard contact on Stoudemire in that first inning. Drew a couple of walks and were able to get a run across to get an early 1-0 lead here in this doubleheader.
Yep, Vienna's got a very talented top of their lineup, and they were able to do some damage with Levy getting that RBI double after Connor Moore drew a walk. But afterwards, he pitched another walk to Mac Lewis, dangerous hitter, so he's being cautious against him, but got 2 straight flyouts afterwards to keep this a 1-run game.
Yep, 7, 8, 9 guys due up. O'Connor, Nielsen, and Hinkle for Vienna Post 180. O'Connor playing third base here today, and the first pitch to him is lined but caught by the first baseman Jackson Ruest as it looked like it was going to head into right field for a base hit, but Ruest said not today as he reached up and snagged it with the glove for the first out.
There's a case of Ruest being a lefty made that an easier play for him. Didn't have to reach across his body with his left hand to catch that one, just snagged it with the right.
Yeah, no backhanded catch, just a straight-up catch, I guess. But the first one here to Nielsen is a called strike 1. Nielsen sends this one on the ground towards short. Hartman comes up firing to first in time for out number 2. As that will bring Hinkle to the plate. Ground out there for Nielsen. Hinkle, the second baseman. Asa Hinkle. Where's the number 4 for Oakton High School? Is a Chatham commit. as he fouls off that one.
It got a couple Chatham guys on here, I believe, on the up and down the Vienna roster, and this is 0-2 after 2 quick outs. This is a nice bounce back inning for Stottlemyre so far.
Yeah, him and teammate Ryan Halloran are both committed to Chatham University. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Hinkle, but Halloran not here today. And the 2-2 pitch runs inside and hits Hinkle. So you got a base runner here for Vienna post 180.
Yeah, just got away.
Coiler coming back to the top of the order.
That one clearly just sort of slipped off, ran way inside.
So an opportunity, potentially, at the top of the order coming back up to get a rally going as the first pitch fouled away by Collier for strike 1. He flew out his first time to right field. 0-1 count, 2 down, 1-0 lead for post 180 as Stottlemyre checks the runner and resets. Next pitch, inside corner for strike 2. So gets ahead here, 0-2 count.
He's been better at painting the corners in this inning.
Yeah, it seems like he's got his footing back. Next pitch from Stottlemyre, popped up. Shallow center field, going back and actually going to run in and make the catch is Chase Herndon for the final out of the inning. So Vienna strands 1. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 post 180. Hornets coming back to the plate. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Post 180, Alex Crutter. He has pitched in now 13 innings on the year. He's 1-1 on the season entering the game. Giving up just 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts for him, .583 ERA. The pitch missing outside for ball 1 to Cam Moore, and it's a 1-0 count. Moore playing right field again today, doing a lot more of that on the Hornets. Expected to play catcher at Fairmont State as he pops this one up toward the left field line, and chasing after it was Will Norman, but couldn't get there in time. It goes foul.
Cam has shown a lot out here during this post-14 season in the outfield. I think if he gets to college and can show a little bit more, that could become a, if not a primary, secondary position regularly for him.
Yeah, I mean, on this team, it's as that one misses outside for a ball. You already have 2 guys that are pretty much strictly catchers. I mean, Landon Sifford could play outfield too, but Ty Brodin, I haven't seen him play anywhere but catcher. So unless you're going to DH him, he's not going to get time anywhere else. This one hit on the ground toward first base. Nielsen will step on the bag for the first out. So that's part of it, I think, and also the fact that having that versatility certainly never hurts. As a ground out to first base, that'll bring Riley Bubb to the plate, a guy that has had quite the interesting career in his post-Hedgesville baseball playing career. Didn't play last year any official college baseball, but he's back and he's now committed to Potomac State. So going to be exciting to see what he does at that level with Jordan Canby going there as well. 1-0 count here on Bubb. The next pitch is popped up into shallow left. Shortstop Mac Lewis comes back and makes the catch for the second out. So far the Hornets offense quiet, Dylan, which has kind of been a normal after looking at Alex Crutter's stats. I mean, he's been pretty good all year for this post 180 team, so it makes sense, but also not what we're used to seeing from Potomac or from post 14.
Right, they've been making a lot of contact, but has been soft contact, hasn't been very dangerous for Vienna. And we kind of saw that last game that we had for the Hornets against Boonesboro. They faced a kind of a contact pitcher who was able to keep them off the board with many runs.
That's what I called, or misses outside after the first pitch, a call and strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Chase Herndon. Didn't get a win last night, 13-3 for Berkeley post 14. So the offense was explosive last night.
15 runs and a loss the night before.
Right, so they've been hitting the ball well. But maybe a little bit tougher pitching competition here today than what they've seen the last few games. And it's hard to consistently hit well or pitch well. I mean, baseball's a day-by-day kind of game where you never know what's going to click for you. This one misses inside for a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And of course, you have a doubleheader today. It's pretty hot out there as well. Next pitch from Crutter. Runs inside for ball 3. It's a full count here on Chase Herndon, the center fielder. Herndon again playing at WVU Tech, former Spring Mills Cardinal. And the full count pitch to him is a chopper hit back toward the pitcher. And Crutter's going to outrun everybody to the bag for the final out of the inning. We head to the third. It's 1-0 Vienna post 180. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 60.
Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Hornets trail at 1-0 to Vienna post 180 for American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Yesterday we had Little League Baseball. Now we got Legion Baseball. As congratulations again to the Martinsburg Little League team advancing to the state tournament. Hedgesville coming up a little bit short in their comeback efforts to advance. So unfortunately they fall yesterday, but great run for the Hedgesville Little League team, and again, congratulations to Martinsburg. We would have been there again, Dylan, but Hedgesville losing meaning we're here, so
yeah,
we adjust on the fly.
Yep, it's Pendleton County versus Moorfield to the side, the other participant in the state tournament for Little League from District 6 today.
1-0 swung on and missed for strike one. But exciting baseball games yesterday. 1-0 lead win for Martinsburg.
No hitter.
Yeah, no hitter. This one a ground ball hit toward first, and stepping on the bag for the out is Jackson Rest, who's already had a few opportunities to flash his glove as Moore grounds out to first. Now we'll bring Levy to the plate. So, in Hedgesville, of course, they had their excitement. They came back from, 4-0 to tie the game?
It went from 4-0 to 4-4. Then they were down 1, tied it back up, but then eventually gave up 4 in that top of the 8th.
Yeah. But still a good run, so. Levy coming to the plate here, the catcher. He had the RBI double to give the lead here to post 180 as this one's called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Levy.
You sit here in the top of the third. Levy had that double as the third batter of the game overall, and that's the last hit for either team. There's been 2 walks.
I think that's the only hit today.
I think you're absolutely right. Yep.
So, there hasn't been a whole lot of action. 3-1 count here on Levy. In danger here is Stoudemire giving up his 4th walk of the afternoon, and the 3-1 pitch is lined into center field. This ball's got some carry on it. Chase Herndon looking up, and it's off the wall out there in left center. Levy has his 2nd double of the day, the only 2 hits on the day for either team. And it's a runner in scoring position here with 1 out as Lewis will come to the plate.
He put another big ride onto that one, kind of almost into the same part of the field. It's a lefty hitting that one kind of to the more left part of straightaway center, towards that Bulldog logo out near straightaway center.
Yeah, left center.
Yeah.
I mean, almost dead center, but yeah, well hit ball there. And I thought for a second that was going to leave the park. Pitch here, called strike. 0-2 count is Stoudemire bouncing right back and facing off against the Purdue commit here, Mac Lewis, and coming right after him. He walked him the first time. 0-2 count here with 1 out in the inning and a runner on second base for post 180, who leads at 1-0 here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Stoudemire with the long look into his catcher Landon Sifford and comes set. Checks the runner, delivers the 0-2, and it misses outside for ball 1. Waste pitch there, trying to get Lewis to chase. He steps back into the batter's box and takes a few practice cuts and gets set. Next pitch here, a little bit high. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clouds have, for the most part, moved out of the area and turned into a nice day here at P.O. Faulkner Park after some early rain before the game. And the 2-2 pitch hit on the ground. Hartman charges up the line. Lewis slipped coming out of the box, throw to first in time for the out. So Lewis does advance the runner. Hartman makes the throw, though, to first in time, and the good thing, even though he slipped out of the box, no injury or anything as he gets up quickly and runs down to first.
Wet turf is slippery.
Here's a called strike 1 on the outside corner to Norman. This is the left fielder. Will Norman. Looking at the wrong player there. But 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on third base. And Levy, who had the double, he's got the only 2 hits on the day, both of them doubles, one of them an RBI double. There's a big swing and a miss on Norman for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. 1-0 Vienna. Hornets trying to keep it that way. Stoudemire kicks, steals, delivers the pitch, swing, and a foul tip. Sifford couldn't snag it, or it would have been out number 3. Instead, we reset.
The foul tip just kind of threw the ball off course a little bit. Hit it off the side of his glove.
The 1-2. Called strike 3. Got him looking to end the inning. Holding that runner at third base. It's Stoudemire's first K of the afternoon. And we head to the bottom of the third with the Hornets coming to the plate. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. It's 1-0 Vienna.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. The Hornets nest this summer, though, as it will be American Legion Baseball. The Hornets will have the majority of the Hornets' home games. I guess we'll probably have the rest of them for the remainder of the summer, right? I don't think we have anything that contradicts that unless, because their season ends in July. So, yeah, we shouldn't have anything that contradicts any Hornets games that I know of, at least. So we'll have the rest of the home ones, at least, I believe, here on Talk Radio WRNR. If I'm wrong, Spencer, I'm sure, will let me know. But 1-0, Berkeley post 14 on top, or trailing Vienna post 180, and so far Alex Crutter has been great. Dylan out there on the mound. Carson Buber getting his first at-bat here in the third inning. 7, 8, 9 guys due up. Buber, Rurest, Sifford.
Yeah, there's only been one batter that hasn't made contact. Connor Bailey led off the game, striking out looking, but none of them been able to get on base. We'll see if Carson Buber can change that.
Yeah. Hornets are hitting the ball, not necessarily hard, though, and for the most part right at people. Pitch here to Buber. Taken low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Carson. Got off to a great start this summer for Berkeley post 14, did Carson Buber. Next pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Kind of carried over from the end to his high school season. Buber still hitting .417, so has stayed on a good pace throughout the summer. This one popped up, though, and is off the glove of the catcher, Levy, and keeps Buber's at-bat alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's tough. Had it right in the glove. But it was kind of a tough play in the sense it's always a tough play for a catcher to have to make that play, throw the mask off and find the ball. He went down to a knee with his equipment on there, and it just, he squeezed the glove too early? I think it was.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Buber goes down swinging for the first out.
I'm sure his catcher will probably make a joke with him. He's like, I was just letting you get the strikeout. I knew you'd strike him out.
Yeah, pad the stats a little bit. That is the second strikeout of the day for Alex Crutter. Swing and a miss here for Jackson Rurest. Oh, 1 down. This one hit on the ground, fielded by the pitcher, Crutter. He throws the first in time for the out. That's another good play by Crutter on the mound. He was able to beat the runner to the bag in the last inning on a ground out, and there snags one that was hit hard by Rurest I thought was going to get through for our first hit of the day for Berkeley Post 14, but instead Crutter said, I'll keep my perfect game going.
That's quick reaction time. That's impressive, really. That would have gone off the glove or off the leg, between the legs of a lot of pitchers.
So Landon Sifford will come to the plate. Sifford takes this one for a called strike one on the outside.
It's been 8 up, 8 down so far.
Yeah, Sifford trying to end that streak. As the next pitch to him is popped up into center field, going back is Coiler. It's off his glove and going to be a double for Landon Sifford. He's trying for 3. The throw into third is not going to be in time, and all of a sudden Berkeley Post 14 has a runner in scoring position, 2 out. And Connor Bailey can come through with a hit and score a run.
Well, Collier misplayed that one. He took a step and a half in, and then backed up. And by the time he made the assessment that ball was going to be over his head, it was too late. He couldn't quite get there. Reach the glove up, but it hit off the top of it.
Yeah, we'll see if they officially do rule that a triple. I think it will be.
I think chances are.
Even though it was a mental error, I guess you would call it, by the center fielder Collier. He could have, if he read it right off the hit, he probably makes the catch, but he didn't.
Hit off the glove as well. They say if you're a receiver in football, if it hits your hands, it should be a catch. Right?
A little bit different in baseball, I think, but
yeah.
I'm with you. As there's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see here. You bet the Hornets rule it a hit and Vienna rules it an error?
I think there's a solid chance that's how it'll go.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Hornets do have it as a hit. I have as a hit. Vienna. And here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Connor Bailey strikes out to end the inning. Second time here this afternoon. And we'll head to the 4th. Still 1-0. Post 180. And Vienna did not rule it a hit. They ruled it an error, so I was right. We head to the 4th. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we head to the 4th inning. 1-0 Vienna Post 180. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyle McLaughlin, our cameraman, and back in the studio. Spencer Dupuy and Dylan, we head to the 4th. And Vienna coming back to the plate here after kind of an up-and-down first inning. Stoudemire seems to have settled in and is pitching pretty well out there.
Yep. Only one batter in the lineup has a hit. He has given up 3 walks. But outside of that, it's been a pretty good performance out on the mound for Stoudemire. Got out of that first inning, straining 2 base runners, only gave up 1 run. And ever since then, it's been relatively smooth sailing. Had a hit by a pitch and a double since then, but good work overall.
Fortunato coming to the plate to lead things off. Fortunato. Where's the number 13? Does Chris, as he digs in here, 1-0 count, and the next pitch low for ball 2. In his first at-bat, he flew out to left field. Connor Bailey made a nice diving catch to end the inning. The 2-0 is taken high and inside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Nobody on here as the leadoff batter coming to the plate trying to get on and get an opportunity going, and that's what he does, a 4-pitch walk. That is the 4th walk on the day for Stoudemire, so one of the negatives, I guess, for his outing so far, because besides that being a little bit of an issue, we probably would be looking at a no-score ball game. Instead, we're looking at a 1-0 ball game.
Right, he's at least only allowed one of those 4 walks to be driven in. Because so far, if you're not on base when Robbie Levy comes to the plate, then you're not coming across because no one else has gotten a hit.
Stoudemire's pitch count already up to 60, so still has some pitches to work with as he hits this batter, though, and he might be running out of that.
And they had a pinch runner over at first base. Stephen Millman, number 23, is the runner advancing to second base now.
O'Connor hit by the pitch there, so runners on first and second for Vienna, and Nielsen coming to the plate, the first baseman. He grounded out his first time to the shortstop. We'll see if Berkeley thinks about making a change here. As I mentioned, Stoudemire's pitch count kind of climbing, and he's had a walk and a hit by pitch to begin the inning. The next pitch here, called strike 1. So going up some free base paths, or free base runners on the base paths, I should say, to Vienna. Nielsen, with the no batting gloves look, digs back in. Squares around a bunt, pulls it back in time, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. A bunt here would obviously put you in a good situation, put 2 guys in scoring position, most likely, unless, of course, the Hornets make some good plays defensively.
Right, it's a good idea to bunt here.
1-1 is popped up, though, on the bunt and heads back into the netting, so it's now 2 strikes. So that takes the bunt most likely away here from Nielsen.
All right, not so much of a good idea with 2 strikes, but up by 1, your pitcher has been dealing up on the mound. 2 base runners, no outs. You feel good about yourself, just manufacturing some runs here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch. Runner inside is hits off the turf. Stoudemire makes a tough throw, and it's off the bag, so the bases are loaded.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hesitation.
After the high chop, a tough play for the pitcher. Of course, Stoudemire can play shortstop as well, so you saw a little bit in that throw of what he's able to do out there, but time called here by the umpires as they're discussing something. But the runner able to reach first base safely.
Yeah, Stoudemire tried to make a play over at third base, or at least he looked over there for a second, saw that it would probably be too late, then turned the first, try to make the play on that high chopping ground ball. And he knew that he was going to have to really put some ample in the ball to be able to get it over there in time. So doing that in the process kind of threw off his mechanics and made Ruiz have to jump for it off the bag.
This one lined into right field. Cam Moore is there. Should be deep enough, though, to score the run from third. Throw in, not going to come in time. And Vienna extends its lead on the sac fly to 2-0 here in the 4th inning. Sac fly for Asa Hinkle. And it's a 2-0 lead here, and Coyer will come to the plate. So just in case you were wondering, that play ruled an error officially on Stoudemire just a few moments ago.
That's what I had it down as well, rightfully so.
Right. This one missing inside for ball 1. 1-0 count, 1 down. Runners on first and third for Vienna, who leads it now 2-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. And the next pitch to Coyers, he looks to bunt and places a good one down the line. Stoudemire flips home, though. Sifford makes the tag in time for the out.
That was the right play. Good job by Stoudemire. They saw it coming. They knew on the bunt attempt that they were going to try to bring that runner home. And it was a nice play, nice little flip, underhanded by Stottlemyre, and a good tag by Sifford.
It's on the fielder's choice. Coiler is on first base. He's a base runner for the first time today as he was 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Now Moore coming to the plate. He's walked and grounded out. That play there, keeping it at just a 2-0 lead. Now with 2 down, and the designated hitter at the plate. Stottlemyre's next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
It's a big cut. And Connor Moore was the first run of this game. The first double by Robbie Levy after he walked in the first inning.
Next pitch to Moore is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Connor. Moore, there's the number 17, bats from the left side. Digs back in here on 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one's fouled away down the left field line. Another James Madison High School product, committed to Lynchburg, along with a few others on this team. Alex Crutter, the pitcher, also committed to Lynchburg, and those are the only 2, but still 2 guys there. Next pitch runs inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
Getting a little bit of rain coming back down on the field again now.
Yeah, I thought maybe, but wasn't certain about that. And the pitch looked like a swing, and they do call it a swing for the final out of the inning. So striking out, swinging is Moore, and we head to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Vienna. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. 2-0 Vienna, post 180 on top. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Hornets coming back to the plate. Dylan, they finally got something going in the 3rd inning with the Landon Sifford triple with 2 outs, but Connor Bailey strikes out with the runner on 3rd, so the shutout remains for Vienna. And Baden Hartman coming to the plate. He flew out his first time, and this is his 2nd at-bat. We'll see what Hartman can do.
Yep, only base runner of the game so far was Sifford in that last inning for post 14.
This one hit hard through the 5-6 hole into left field, and that's a base hit for Baden Hartman. And now, no matter what game changer you check, the no-hitter's gone.
That's what I was about to say. There's no debate now. Post 14 or post 180 ruled that Sifford triple an error, which, I think you could have gone either way on it, but no question about that one.
Yep, put it right through that 5-6 hole, and Baden Hartman continues to have a monster summer, hitting over 500 this summer, and so is Colin Reed, the man that comes to the plate here, hitting .513, Hartman just below 500 now at .478, but still very good summer for him. And Colin Reed, though, has been crushing it. .513 average heading into the game, .580 on base, a slugging percentage of .846, 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, along with 22 RBIs for the Hornets. And the pitch here misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down. Nobody out after the leadoff single. Colin Reed flew out his first time to right field. And the next pitch here from Crutter is lined into left center field. That's going to be an extra base hit for Colin Reed. Baden Hartman rounding second. Center fielder Collier has some issues out with it in center. They'll keep him held up at third base. It's a double, though, for Colin Reed, and 2 runners in scoring position for Cam Moore. The Hornets are threatening and have an opportunity to tie the game.
Crushed that one. Right into the gap. Surprise Hartman didn't make it all the way around to home, but I think he didn't quite get a big jump off of first base, making sure that it fell in before he advanced.
Yeah, and I think with nobody out, your number 4 guy coming to the plate, you don't want to have that out coming at home if Vienna does have a good turn on it. So if you think it's going to potentially be close, probably best to keep him held up there. And if Cam Moore just hits a ball well,
no need to be
aggressive. Get at least 1 run in. As Moore will take this one outside for a strike. I mean, this is a 7-inning game, I believe, with it being a doubleheader. So you are running out of opportunities, but you still have enough time that there's no reason to rush back your comeback as Moore takes this one inside for a strike. 0-2 count here with nobody out.
You have 12 outs to work with. All these guys will get at least 1 more time up.
Next pitch from Crutter runs inside, nearly hits Moore as he ducks out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners on second and third for Berkeley post 14, who trails post 182-0 here in the top of the 4th. Cam Moore, the right fielder, he grounded out his first time. Batting from the left side, the next pitch here from Crutter runs away on him outside for ball 2. Throw back to the pitcher, had a little bit of trouble, did Alex Crutter, grabbing that one, and he takes a breath here, stretches out, and resets. And so far, entering this 4th inning, he's been really good out there. We'll see if the Hornets can rally here and either tie things up or eventually take the lead in this inning. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Next pitch to Cam Moore. It's popped up into left field. Will Norman chasing after it. That will be deep enough to at least test it. The throw from Norman not in time, and Baden Hartman will score. So Cam Moore gets an RBI on a sacrifice fly. And it is 2-1. Vienna still on top with Riley Bubb coming to the plate and a runner in scoring position in Colin Reed.
That's a productive out. It's about as productive as you'll get. Sacrifice. Baden Hartman with a lot of speed coming home from third. It's never really a question.
Pretty good throw, though, by Will Norman.
It was.
Pitch here misses high and outside to Riley Bubb. Bubb popped out his first time to the shortstop. He's got a runner in scoring position. And a 2-1 Vienna lead. That was pitch number 50 by Crutter. Pitch number 51 misses outside for a ball, 2-0 count. So he's been slightly more efficient than Stoudemire, who's thrown 73 pitches to this point. But both of them have been effective. Reed takes his lead. The next pitch to Bubb is outside for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes here for the former Hedgesville Eagle. Now headed to Potomac State after a year off from competitive baseball. The 3-0 pitch outside for ball 4.
Starting to see some cracks in the armor for Crutter.
Yeah, the wind's picked up, I think, a little bit too. So it almost feels like another storm could be coming, but hopefully not. Runners on first and second for post 14, and Chase Herndon coming to the plate. He grounded out the second his first time. And we did mention it, Dylan. The Hornets were putting the pressure on the defense. They were making contact. Just couldn't really get one to fall for them, and then eventually they did. And that triple by Landon Sifford, then just a hard-hit ground ball by Baden Hartman. Colin Reed rips a double into the gap, and all of a sudden this team's got some hits together and has an opportunity to tie or take the lead here this inning. Herndon sends on hard on the ground towards second. Could be two. The throw to second, though, not in time. Off the bag, but Riley Bub slid by the bag and then on his way back got tagged out. So still get one of the base runners out there. It's now 2 down in the inning. Herndon does advance the runner from second to third, and Colin Reed and Carson Buber coming to the plate.
That's tough there to get there in time to avoid the force out, but come off the bag, get tagged out.
So the fielder's choice allows Herndon to take first. 1-0 count with now 2 down for Carson Buber. And time called. They're going to come out and speak with Alex Crutter after he missed on the first pitch for ball 1. It's a whole infield conversation.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Nick, like we were saying, even though Crutter had a perfect game going through the first 8 batters, or 10 batters, if you ask their scorekeeping, the only player to strike out and not make contact on the ball was Connor Bailey. Everyone else was, flying out, grounding out, whatever have you. Actually, there's a strikeout in there also by Carson Buber. But otherwise, it was all contact being made on the ball. And eventually here, the second time through the order, we're actually getting contact that lands in the field of play.
Yeah, so we'll see here if Buber can continue that rally for the Hornets. The pitch here to Carson is lined into right center field. Might have a little bit too much pop in it, and it does. As running over and making the play for the final out of the inning is Fortunato. But the Hornets get on the board. It's 2-1 as we head to the 5th. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron, at thewoods.com.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park, the Hornets' Nest this summer, home of the Martinsburg Bulldogs in the spring. As 2-1, Vienna post 180, and we got a pitching change here, Dylan. It's going to be Griffin Horowitz. We'll take a look back, though, on Stoudemire's day. 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He throws 73 pitches, so I'm guessing his limit was probably like 75 on the day. At least that's probably what they're looking to get out of him. Maybe wanted more than just 4 innings with that pitch count, but
yeah, you're probably hoping for 5 or 6, but it was a pretty good performance overall. Just a lot of walks. Wasn't able to quite have the command on the ball, but only 2 hits and 2 runs. And one of those was kind of a manufactured one with some sacrifices. But overall, it was a good performance on the mound for Stottlemyre.
Yeah, and we'll get to see Griffin Horowitz, who's been pitching a good bit in relief. Horowitz has only actually thrown 2 innings heading into this one in his 2 appearances. He has no record recorded. He's given up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 10.5 earned run average, a little bit elevated, obviously, with not a whole lot of pitches, and he's given up a 286 batting average against. So, been solid in the limited appearances for Griffin Horowitz this year. Of course, joined the team a little bit late due to being in Army training, as he is at Army. And digging in here is Levy, and Levy was looking for his 3rd double.
Came close, just barely hooked it into right field, foul territory.
But he's been the majority of the offense today for this post 180 squad. He's got both their hits, doubles, and an RBI. It is a 2-1 lead for Vienna here today. And the next pitch from Griffin Horowitz is a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like we said, Horowitz over at West Point only been able to get 2 innings in so far, so that can skew some of the stats. But see, goes a little more underhanded with that one, sidearm.
Yeah, he'll do that from time to time, change his arm angles. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Griffin. He was co-player of the year with his Hornets teammate, Chase Herndon, during his senior year of high school baseball. This one fouled away by Levy, the catcher. It's a good at-bat here for, again, the guy has been a real thorn in the side for Berkeley Post 14 today. 2 doubles so far, 2 balls, 2 strike count here as we begin this 5th inning. And the next pitch from Griffin Horowitz is lined into left field and off the glove of Connor Bailey. And I think that will be ruled a base hit for Levy, as charging in was Bailey. Could have made that play, but it was definitely difficult, even though it hit off his glove.
It came in on a line. It was definitely a hard hit. But a little bit of a tough angle, but the end result either way is that Levy's on base for the 3rd time in 3 at-bats.
That will bring Lewis to the plate. He's walked and grounded out so far. 1-0 count here as the pitch misses low on a bouncer for ball 1. And the next pitch from Horowitz popped up into center field. Herndon comes over and makes the catch right in front of the D and Bulldogs out there in left center field for out number 1. So a fly out, and they've held the Purdue commit in check so far, Dylan.
Yep, 0 for 2. Had a walk his first time up, but otherwise, that's it.
Now bring Norman to the plate. Fly out and a strikeout on the day. Pitch here, called strike 1.
It's harder to get a read on a pitcher when he's switching between arm angles. It makes it a lot less predictable where that ball is going to come in.
And there he switches it again and just misses. Yeah, I wonder what exactly goes into when you want to switch it. As this time he comes over the top. There's one hit into right field for a base knock. So 2 guys on here with 1 out for Vienna post 180, as it's a single for Norman. Now bring Hornado to the plate.
And both those hits so far have been after he switched back to an over-the-top delivery.
So
after going sidearm.
Is what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. It could be. It could be some sort of discussion that Sifford, along those lines, just had with Horowitz. It could just be a situation of when you do it, what count, what pitch you're throwing with each sort of angle. It might just need a switch up there.
Yeah. Something I'd like to talk to Griffin about maybe one day.
It does seem like he's a lot more likely to throw a fastball over the top. A lot of when he goes sidearm, seems more like an off-speed pitch.
Right.
So maybe that's been what they've been reading. Say if he goes over the top, look fastball, and that's how they've gotten these 2 hits. Perhaps, just a theory.
That one fouled away. I don't know the exact velocity, but that almost looked like a changeup from the over-the-top spot. So maybe if you mix that in a little bit, it could throw off the hitters. 2 on here, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Fortunato. And the next pitch, Horowitz from the sidearm angle just catches the inside zone for strike 2.
Just barely, and that's the way that you can throw it. He was definitely thrown off by him going to the sidearm and going inside with that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, 2 on here for Vienna, who leads it 2-1 here in the 5th. The next pitch hit on the ground toward third. Bub throws the second for 1, throw to first, not in time for the double play, but able to get one of those runners. As Riley Bump with the good glove down there at third base. As Fortunato grounds out into the fielder's choice, and O'Connor coming to the plate. Ryan O'Connor, South Lakes High School product, committed to Dickinson College. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. So runners on the corners, 2 down, and a 2-1 lead for Vienna. O'Connor calls time, readjust his batting gloves here, and steps back in. And the 0-1 pitch taken high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's see if he can do what Stottlemyre did earlier and was get out of these jams relatively unscathed.
And the next pitch is low and inside for ball 2. So O'Connor trying to battle through the at-bat. Potentially add to Vienna's lead. The next pitch from Griffin Horowitz. Fouled away again. Brings the count even here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runners on the corners. And the 2-2. Fouled away again. Good at bat here, Dylan.
Yeah, he's really keeping himself alive with 2 strikes, fouling off pitches. Got that runner on third. Levy's being 3 for 3. He is yet to come in to score.
Pitch just missing outside there for ball 3, and manager Tobin's going to come out and speak with his pitcher, Griffin Horowitz. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runners on first and third. Don't see that super often. Typically, trip only comes out if he's pulling somebody.
He must have had something very specific to tell him.
See if it works. Runner takes off, and it's fouled away. Typically, he's deferring to his pitching coach for most pitching things. So this must have been like something else, maybe. Or maybe Tripp just picked on something that nobody else saw. I don't know.
Maybe. I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, a smart baseball guy. Pitch missing outside, gets away. The catcher, Sifford, makes the throw. Good job by Horwitz to cover and keep that runner there at third base. But the bases are now loaded for Vienna post 180. And I think we're going to have a pinch hitter for Nielsen, I believe.
I think you're right.
See who it is, but opportunity here for Vienna post 180 with the bases loaded. And it's going to be number 2, Jonah Neihart. From South Lake / Oakton. And he is uncommitted. So the lefty digs in here, takes the first one for a called strike. 2 down, bases loaded for Vienna post 180. Griffin Horwitz pitching in relief of Braden Stoudemire, who trails. The Hornets trail it 2-1 here. The next pitch from Horwitz, hit on the ground toward first. Ruess scoops it, but it goes foul. So Jackson Ruest over there at first. The defense again for Berkeley post 14. Landon Sifford behind the plate. Riley Bove at third. Hartman at short. Buber at second. Bailey, Herndon, Moore from left to right in your outfield. 2 down, 0-2 count. Bases loaded again. Here for Vienna, a chance to add to their 2-1 lead. The next pitch, a bouncer low for ball 1. Good job by Landon Sifford, the catcher, to keep that one in front off of that turf.
I'm not surprised that we had a pinch hitter here for Nielsen. He grounded out, and then had that chopper to Stoudemire that got on with the error. So they bring in Neihart.
Next pitch here to Neihart is fouled away again. Count remain 1-2.
And this is a huge spot of this game. Up by 1, you got the bases loaded. It's been relatively good pitching from both sides.
Can Griffin Horwitz get out of this jam with the bases loaded? Horwitz takes a breath, delivers the 1-2 pitch. It's hit on the ground towards short. Hartman picks it up, throws the first in time for the final out of the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1, Vienna post 180. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
So a couple of hits and the bases loaded, but nothing comes out of it for Vienna post 180 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Berkeley post 14 coming to the plate. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyle McLaughlin, our cameraman, back in the studio. Spencer Dupuis and Dylan. Good baseball game so far. Pitchers duel. Hornets had a little bit of rally in the 4th inning. Can they keep that going and potentially either take the lead or tie things up here in the 7th?
They've got a little more going on Crutter on the mound. The second time through the lineup. Facing the bottom of the order, Ruess and Sifford before you go back around to Bailey. Of course, Sifford had that triple that was ruled an error in the Vienna scorebook in the first time around. But it was he put a big ride on that one out to center field. So we'll see how the bottom of the order does, and once you get back around to Hartman and Reed and Cam Moore, who all put contact on the ball and got that first run in. We'll see what happens.
Pitch here is a called strike one to Jackson Rest. Alex Crutter still doing the pitching out there for Vienna. Post 180, the next pitch from him. Hit hard on the ground. Shortstop Lewis comes up throwing and gets the out. So Ruess grounds out to the shortstop. And that will bring Landon Sifford to the plate. As you mentioned, Dylan, he broke up the perfect game back in the third with the triple. And hitting here with just one out this time. We'll see if he can pick up where he left off in terms of his hitting. Next pitch here from Alex Crutter is a called strike one at the letters.
Yeah, quite a good guy to have in your 9-hole. He's usually hitting in the top 4 for the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
I mean, this is Legion, so
right,
pretty much an all-star type team. So,
exactly.
I mean, everybody's a quality player. It just kind of depends on how you want to have the guys hit best in the lineup, you know, where they excel or whatever the case may be. You know, a good mix of speed and power is always important, too, as here's the pitch for swing and miss for strike 3. So Crutter seems back in the zone as he strikes out Sifford. And Connor Bailey, who's had a tough day, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, comes to the plate.
That's 4 strikeouts now for Crutter, and 2 of them have been in Connor Bailey's 2 plate appearances.
We got 2 pitchers warming out there in the bullpen for post 180.
It's like Daniel Nielsen is one of them. Might be why he brought out the game.
That makes
pinch
sense,
hit for. And I think the other one was Chris Fortunato. I think he's at least one of the 2 players walking back from the bullpen now. Not sure if he was the catcher or the pitcher.
Pitch here taken, or swinging for a strike there by Connor Bailey as he falls behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Hit on the ground toward the second baseman, Hinkle, and he'll throw to first for the final out of the inning. We head to the 6th. 2-1. Post 180, this is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. 2-1 still our scores. We enter the 6th inning. Vienna on top. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Colin McLaughlin on camera. Back in the studio, Spencer Dupuy. And Dylan, it's been a good ball game so far. Pitchers duel between these 2 teams as we head to the 6th.
Right, yeah, 2-1 as we stand. Griffin Horowitz back on the mound for a 2nd inning of work. And the runs have been hard to come by. Only 4 hits in total for Vienna, and 3 for Berkeley. And Horowitz gave up a walk as well last inning. 5 were given up by Stottlemyre at first. Only 1 given up by Crutter so far on the other side. But it's been taking manufactured runs so far.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it hasn't really been even when the runs have scored, besides the RBI double, haven't had like a whole lot of
the other two
big
runs
at-bats.
The other two runs have been sac flies.
Yeah. This one taken here for a strike. Leading off this inning is the number 9 hitter, Hinkle. It's 9-1-2 due up. And Asa Hinkle takes that one low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff man. Hinkle walked his first time back in the second. And the next pitch here from from Griffin Horowitz misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's fouled away. Count even at 2-2. Batter steps back into his batter's box and awaits the next pitch. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase Herndon, I did it again. Griffin Horowitz gets the strikeout. Horowitz, Herndon, EPAC Players of the Year.
I see how you make the mistake. But either way, 1 out now. It's a good strikeout way to start things out.
I don't really know where it came from, though, because it just kind of popped in my head randomly, and then I couldn't get it out of my head. But there's a swing and a miss for Hinkle. Griffin Horowitz getting the strikeout back to the top of the order of Coyer. Sits in on a 1-0 count. The next pitch from Horowitz is fouled away.
You just saw Lane DeLauder step
in.
He showed up around, it was about 10 minutes ago or less.
I presume we're going to see him in game 2. Pitching.
Yep, he may have been visiting his brother, making his minor league debut up in a single A. And I think there's a good chance that Coach Tobin told him, hey, we're going to start you game 2. You don't need to be here for game 1. We're not going to put you in.
2-1 pitch hit on the ground. Third baseman Bub has an issue with it, but still makes the play. Good stretcher there by the first baseman, Jackson Ramirez, as it looked like that was going to roll into an infield hit or an error potentially, but Riley Bub recovers, makes a good throw, and gets the out.
Yeah, that was tough. I did not think he was going to have enough time to get that throw over there and make that play. Good job by Bub to recover.
So far, Griffin Horowitz, 1 2/3 innings of work. 2 hits given up. The next pitch, called strike. 2 hits given up, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 0-1 count with 2 down. The next pitch from Horowitz, low for ball 1. Two to 1 Vienna, post 180 on top of Berkeley, post 14 here in American Legion baseball action. This one taken low and outside for ball 2. Again, it's a double header, both games 7 innings. We're in the 6th, and this one's fouled away.
You got Robbie Levy in the on-deck circle.
Not a man you want to see today.
No, still with his
Berkeley, of course.
Yeah, still with his catching gear on his legs in case this is the 3rd out. But you really want to make sure you face him with the bases empty because he's been a doubles machine.
Next one here, lined into left field. That will get down for a base hit. And we will see Levy hit again as the DH. Moore gets his first hit of the afternoon. It's a single here in the 6th. And with 2 outs, we'll see Levy, 2 doubles and a single for him. So, been a good outing so far. 3-hit day. And the pitch here from Horowitz taken low and outside for ball 1.
He got those doubles off of Stottlemyre, got the single last at bat against Horowitz. Got all the way to third base before being stranded.
Horowitz checks the runner at first. Runner takes off. The throw, no throw coming from Landon Sifford. It's a stolen base or catcher's indifference.
Well, I think his middle infielders didn't really get over there in time. Sifford didn't want to risk throwing it into center field from the looks of it.
Pitching coach is going to now come out and speak with Griffin Horowitz. See if we get a change or not here. It doesn't look like it.
We have Coach Tobin also kind of stepping out on the field, not inside the foul lines, but there's that lineup card in his hand. But he did that. He had that last time. He went out and talked to Horowitz.
He probably always holds that lineup card, right?
It seems like he has been, at least during this game.
You don't want it to blow away in case you got to make a change.
Right, yeah.
Here's the pitch taken for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Levy. 2-1 our score. Vienna post 180 on top. Runner takes off again. Throw down this time from Sifford. It's a good throw, but it's a little bit up the line for Riley Bubb, and the runner slides in safely. Without a tag being applied, so Levy has a runner at third and a chance to extend this 2-1 Vienna lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The next pitch coming here from Griffin Horowitz. Misses outside and low for ball 3. Here's the 3-2 from Horowitz. Just missed for ball 4. So Levy's on again 4 times. He's reached safely. And now bring Lewis to the plate.
Lewis has had a quieter day. He drew a walk first time up, but hasn't reached base since. But here's a big opportunity for him.
Takes the first one for ball 1.
Yeah, Sifford almost really had to reach and make sure that one didn't go to the backstop.
Throw over, not in time.
Yeah, and I got to watch for. This is definitely a stolen base situation. If catcher's indifference could let him go to second base if that's how it comes down to it. Because clearly Connor Moore has a lot of speed out there, as he's stolen second and third just in this trip around the bases.
Throw over again, not in time.
Boy, West maybe should have made that tag that time. Kind of a weird slide by Levy. He didn't get right back on the base.
Another throw over from Horowitz. Clearly trying to keep the runner close over there at first base, and Levy. Next pitch. I called a balk this time on Horowitz. So that allows the runner to come in to score from third, and that's a big run. It's now 3-1.
That's tough. The way that the Vienna's been pitching, a 2-run lead is kind of a lot if they keep up that level of pitching.
And a hitter's count for the Purdue commit, Lewis. A runner on second, and Levy. Horowitz checks the runner and delivers the 2-0, and it's fouled away. Horowitz checks the runner again, now delivers the next pitch, and it's popped up left field. And making the play for the final out of the inning is Connor Bailey. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It is 3-1. Vienna post 180 as they get a run in on a balk. It's American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Join us this summer for the thrill of American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier team in the area, and you don't want to miss 1 second of the action.
The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is gone! A 3-run homer!
The Hornets begin their season on June 3rd. We'll have coverage all the way through the area tournament, July 18th through the 22nd at P.O. Faulkner Park.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear the latest in local sports.
Spring Mills, Hedgesville, Martinsburg went 2-2. Martinsburg might be looking like the favorites right now because the most recent meetings against Spring Mills and Hedgesville, they were the victors in. But you never know. Any given night, these teams can win.
Tune into the Sports Mix with Spencer, Nick, and Colin. Weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV10, and streaming live on the TV10 Facebook page.
Welcome you back to P.O. Faulkner Park as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Hornets trail it 2-1 here against Post 180. It's the 2-3-4 hitters due up, and this was the part of the order, Dylan, that got that one run on the board. As it's Baden Hartman, Colin Reed, and Cam Moore due up here.
Yep, last time Baden Hartman had a single, then Colin Reed had a double. That got Hartman over to third, and a sac fly by Cam Moore drove him in. That was the only run they were able to get up on the board in that inning and so far in this game.
Well, we will see here if Hartman can come through again and get the scoring going, as they're running out of outs with it being a 7-inning doubleheader. Hartman a single and a fly out, but again Baden jumps on this pitch to deep right center field. That will get down for extra bases. Hartman is going to get into second base with a leadoff double. And the Hornets have a runner in scoring position again for Colin Reed, who, as we mentioned, has just been crushing the baseball all summer. So a guy that can come through again here. He's got a double on a fly out on the day.
Yeah, and you got 4 hits off of Crutter now, and 3 of them have been from Hartman and Reed. So see if they can continue that trend.
Crutter checks the runner, and the next one misses a little bit low for ball 1 to Colin Reed. Colin, I believe, still uncommitted as he racked up his senior year at Washington, and this one a called strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike for Colin. Runner on second and Baden Hartman. As time called by the catcher.
Crutter starting to get that pitch count up. He's, again, only giving up 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 run overall, but going into his 6th inning of work.
That one just misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Colin Reed. Alex Crutter taking his time out there on the mound for the big left-hander. Crutter checks the runner and throws back, and it nearly got away. Good job by second baseman Asa Hinkle to make that play over there. That could have been trouble for post 180.
Yep, always got to be careful throwing that ball back to second base. If you spin around too quick, risk throwing that ball away.
Next pitch to Reed is given a ride to left center field. It's off the wall. Looks like another double potentially for Colin Reed. He's going to have to sprint into second. He's in there, and that will score Baden Hartman from second. And it's now a 3-2 ball game as Colin Reed just continues to crush the baseball for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. It's 3-2 now, as they're going to get a courtesy runner for Reed. It's going to be Trevor Bohr coming out there to run, or I guess a pinch runner it should be. And Cam Moore coming to the plate, but Colin Reed, a 2-double day at the plate. Cam Moore drove in a run his last time in the fourth. We got a mound visit here.
He's out.
And they're going to take Alex Crutter out of the game, so we'll take a 60-second break and get you the new pitcher when we come back. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce that robotic-assisted total hip and knee replacement with the new Zimmer Biomet ROSA is now offered right here in the Eastern Panhandle at both Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. The information provided by the ROSA results in more precise and accurate hip and knee replacements than ever before. WVU Medicine is proud to offer this technology and be a leader in orthopedic surgery in the Eastern region. For more info, call 304-725-BONE.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Here at P.O. Faulkner Park, as Alex Crutter's day is done. He gave up just 2 runs in his 5 innings of work. Runner on second for Post 14 here. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Our new pitcher is going to be Connor Moore. We'll get you the numbers here on him in just a moment. But Dylan, impressive performance from Crutter. Hornets, though, rallying here, have a chance to tie it with nobody out, and Cam Moore coming to the plate, and Trevor Bohr now doing the pinch running for Colin Reed at second base.
Yeah, they were clearly able to get a read on him, Colin Reed and Hartman were, no pun intended, second and third time through the lineup, and get a couple runs up on the board.
Moore has thrown the second most innings on this Vienna Post 180 team. It's 13 2/3. He's 1-0 on the year. 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 17 strikeouts, and it has a .512 earned run average. Crutter, as I mentioned earlier, entered today with a .583. So 2 of their better pitchers on the staff. I mean, obviously a talented team, so a lot of good pitching on both teams here today, as this one misses low for ball 2. 2-1 count. It's a 3-2 Vienna lead on top of Berkeley Post 14. One of those runs coming on the balk. So a big run there to help keep Vienna's lead at 3-2. As the next pitch here, a called strike. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs for Cam Moore for a runner in scoring position, and Trevor Bohr at second base after Colin Reed picked up an RBI double in his last at-bat. The next pitch here to Moore is slapped foul down the third baseline and out of play.
He's keeping himself alive. No outs here. Runner in scoring position. You would hope this can lead you into a good inning to at least tie this up and maybe even take the lead so you can try to get 3 last outs.
Next pitch here, taken low for ball 3. Full count here on Moore. Runner on second base. Again, nobody out, and a 1-run lead for Vienna Post 180. Moore looks into his catcher, and the next pitch from him hit hard on the ground towards second base. Asa Hinkle dives at it, but can't make a throw. It's an infield single for Cam Moore. Runner advances from second to third, And Riley Bubb will come to the plate with a runner in scoring position and still nobody out, Dylan.
Yeah, runners on the corners, big chance for Bubb. We should mention Vienna has moved a couple of guys around on defense. Number 14, Will Norman, is now at first base, moved in from left field. Daniel Nielsen was pinch hit for by Jonah Neihart, who's now out in left field.
This one taken for a strike on Riley Bubb. No balls, one strike here on Bubb. Runners on the corners and a 3-2 lead for Vienna. And the next pitch, a called strike. Nice looking breaking ball there from Connor Moore.
Yeah, had him on his back foot on that one.
The 0-2 hit on the ground. That's off the glove of the third baseman, O'Connor. Throw to second is off the bag. Bohr comes in to score, and we are tied at 3.
Nice play there. Just barely got that one past the glove of the third baseman. Changed the direction a little bit, slowed it down, where the shortstop couldn't make that play over at second.
So I bring Chase Herndon to the plate looking to bunt. Still nobody out in this big inning for Berkeley Post 14 as this one misses low. We're tied at 3 now here in the bottom of the 6th. And as we know, Dylan, Hornets looking to take the lead. And then maybe we see a guy like Trevor Bohr come in and try to shut the door. Or do you leave Griffin Horowitz out there? We'll have to wait and see. But first you got to get the lead, I suppose.
I think if you got an arm you can trust, you'd go to it.
Horowitz fouled away.
Horowitz hasn't pitched too poorly, but he has struggled a little bit. He's given up 3 hits and 2 walks.
Yeah, been up and down.
Run. So, something to look for there. But yeah, here with no outs, you can, if you can bunt this go-ahead run over to third, you absolutely try to do it.
Not going to be able to do it here as there are 2 strikes now on Chase Herndon. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners on first and second for Berkeley. Bubb stands on first, Moore stands on second, and nobody out. Next pitch, no pitch coming yet. Stepping off there was Connor Moore. He'll now step back on the rubber. And deliver the pitch to Chase Herndon, and Herndon takes a good cut at it but fouls it away. Good at bat here by Herndon, the WVU Tech product. Batting here with a runner on second, a runner on first. And no outs here in the 6th inning.
The bottom of this lineup hasn't gotten a whole lot going so far, but it only takes really 1 more hit to get you the lead.
Herndon has a pair of ground outs, fly out and a strikeout for Buber. Ground outs from Ruest, Sifford, a triple and a strikeout. This one fouled away. So besides that triple, which could have been played, Coiler kind of had a bad read on it. Pretty much nothing out of the bottom of the order, Dylan, like you mentioned. But we'll see if Herndon can come through. This has been a great at-bat. Really battling up there on a 1-2. The next pitch to Herndon. He gives it a ride to deep right field. That ball is carrying, and it's off the wall. Cam Moore is sprinting. Riley Bubb is right behind him. Both of them are going to come in to score, and Chase Herndon comes through with a 2 RBI double to 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. That was crushed out to right center field.
Absolutely. 1 hop over to the wall, and they were booking it around those base paths. Riley Bubb took off a little earlier than Cam Moore did, and they were right behind each other. So only a couple of steps between them, so they both came around And that completely changes the complexion of this game, going from down 2 to up 2 with a 4-run inning.
Yeah, what a hit by Herndon. And Carson Buber trying to continue this great rally by Berkeley post 14 here in the bottom of the 6th is now hitting in a 5-3 spot, and still no outs here in the inning. Buber, the 7-hole hitter, 0-1 count to him. The next pitch to Carson is a call and strike 2. What a at-bat, though, by Chase Herndon. Just continued to foul off pitches, wait for the one that he liked, and didn't miss it when it came to him. Giving Berkeley the lead, coming back from 3-1 here in this 6th inning. It's Berkeley post 14 to rally and take the lead.
And still with no outs, they have a chance to extend this.
Next pitch, taken inside.
No outs and a runner in scoring position.
I mean, the way this game was going, Dylan, I wouldn't have expected a 4-run inning from either team.
No, I mean, once they were able to get a little bit going from the middle of the lineup against Crutter, they got him out of the game and opened things up against Moore.
That one slapped down the third baseline and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Carson Buber. Runner on second base. And nobody out. And the next pitch to Buber, taken high. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, no outs in the inning. And a runner on second, and Chase Herndon, who just had the 2 RBI double to give Berkeley post 14 the 5-3 lead. The next pitch, that one's lined into left field over the glove of a diving Mac Lewis. And it's a single for Carson Buber. And Jackson Rest coming to the plate. So the Hornets bats have gotten hot late in the ball game. And Berkeley has a good opportunity here with runners on the corners and still nobody out for Jackson Rest. I think we might see a bunt here from Jackson. He's known to have a
good move.
A good bunt. Has pretty good speed. I think we'll see it. And he does pull it back, though, but it's called strike.
That was a late square around. Never really had a chance to get anything on it, but it was close to the outside part of the plate, so he pulled back, but it was called strike.
Rest 2 ground outs on the day. Next pitch, low for a ball, so maybe just kind of read it, see whatever you like, I guess, for Ruest. And if you think you got a good opportunity to bunt, lay one down maybe. The 1-1 taken outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, runner on third in Chase Herndon. Again, Herndon with the big 2 RBI hit to give the Hornets the lead at 5-3. Runners on first and second. The next pitch to Rest is low for a ball. Good at-bat here from Jackson. He could load the bases for Landon Sifford.
Of course, we've seen Sifford get himself a triple. So if Ruest gets on base and he can replicate that, that's would totally open this ball game up.
Yeah, would really kind of surprise you based on how the first 5 innings went. Full count, nobody out. Buber on first, Herndon on third. Ruest at the plate for Berkeley post 14. Connor Moore's next pitch. Runner takes off, and Buber throw down a second on the strikeout throwout. Throw back to home is coming in, sliding in is Chase Herndon. So Buber does his job taking second. Catcher Levy threw down, and smartly taking home to get another run in, make it 6-3, was Herndon. Even though Ruest strikes out, a lot of good things happening in that at-bat there for Berkeley post 14.
Yeah, they were able to. I'm surprised they made that throw down, Levy did.
Yeah, I mean, he is a Division I catcher. He's going to George Washington, so
yeah.
Buber got a good jump, but
he bobbled it a little bit, so it was a late
yeah.
throw, so he probably wasn't going to get him down to second, and then, of course, the throw down kind of allowed Herndon to come home.
That seems to be it for Connor Moore, so not the outing he wanted, and we'll have another pitching change. We'll take a 60-second break. It is 6-3. Berkeley Post 14 has rallied for 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead. Just 1 out. We'll have more American Legion baseball when we come back. This is Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome you back, and Nielsen's going to come in and pitch, Dan Nielsen. So we saw him warming earlier, I believe, Dylan, and now we're going to see him pitch in a 6-3 ball game in favor of Berkeley Post 14. It's been a great rally here, Dylan, in the bottom of the 6th for the Hornets.
Yeah, it's been great hitting, just crushing these balls into the gaps. Started off with a double by Baden Hartman. Then it was another double by Colin Reed. Cam Moore got on base with a single. Riley Bubb, fielder choice in the infield. That weren't able to get an out on. Tried to get the runner at second, couldn't quite do it. And then the big 2 RBI double to take the lead by Chase Herndon. And a single by Carson Buber. And then the double steal on the strikeout throwout. Herndon comes home. Buber takes second. And here we are with a 6-3 lead for Post 14.
And Sifford gives this a ride out toward left. That will fall in for a base hit. Left fielder falls down, and that allows Buber to score from second. It is now a 7-3 game. So Landon's through for an RBI. I don't know if they'll give him an error on the run coming across there with him falling down out there. I'm not certain how that works exactly, but either way, Sifford came through with the hit. And they're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher. That will be Cam Moore. Yeah, it will be Cam. Or is that 1 or is that it?
It's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, we got Caleb Fletcher coming to the plate here.
So it's Connor Bailey out on second base, and Caleb Fletcher pinch hitting for him.
Bailey's due up. Or no. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Dylan. I thought it was a 9. I wasn't sure if it was a 1 or a 9, so that makes more sense, I guess. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
It gets a little confusing when you have a guy that was just in the game now pinch running. So Connor
Right.
Bailey's going to pinch run, and Caleb Fletcher's going to pinch hit.
Connor Bailey will be a courtesy runner. He'll say keep Landon Sifford behind the plate most likely, but
right.
Fletcher probably going out to left field. But although
Game 2, Ty Brodden will probably catch Game 2.
Probably see Caleb Fletcher out in left field for Bailey.
Yeah, most
But
likely,
Bailey's got the speed out there at second, so
you could re-enter, I believe, Bailey, if you want to put him in left.
I think so.
So 7-3 lead though for the Hornets, and looking ahead to it. Fletcher swings and misses for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the Hornets looking to hit around this inning. How about that, Dylan?
As long as they don't get a double play, they will. With Baden Hartman due up on deck.
Pitch here to Fletcher. Misses outside for ball 3. And the 3-2 to Caleb Fletcher is hit hard on the ground towards shortstop. Lewis can't field it cleanly. And the Hornets have batted around.
Yeah, it kind of just ate him up. Bad hop, bad bounce. Kind of hit off his wrist and then popped up in the air, and you couldn't find it there for a second.
Baden Hardman started this inning with the leadoff double, and we talked about at the time this was the part of the order, that did the damage earlier. This one hit hard on the ground, and Baden Hardman's got a 3-hit day. Another run coming in to score from third in Connor Bailey. Hartman with a single, double, and another single. This one an RBI single, his first RBI on the day, and Colin Reed got the runs going with the RBI double his last time up in this same inning. It is now 8-3, Berkeley post 14.
And maybe we do see Griffin Horowitz go out back on the mound then, so you don't have to use another pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 5-run lead. Reed rips it up the middle, could be 2. Flip to second for 1, throw back to first in time for the double play to end the inning. But the Hornets rally for 7 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. 8-3, Berkeley post 14, looking to close it out in this doubleheader 7-inning game. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. 8-3, our score in favor of the Berkeley post 14 Hornets as they rally for 7 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And now Dylan Griffin Horowitz is going to get a chance to finish out this game and help Berkeley get the win here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Pretty impressive bottom of the 6th, though, for Berkeley post 14. As we'll see. I mean, we've seen obviously talent on both sides, so anything can happen in the game of baseball. It'll be Norman, Fortunato, and O'Connor due up here. Fortunato. Pitch here. Just misses outside for ball 2 here to Norman. He has flown out, struck out, and singled so far. Horowitz, his next pitch, it's popped up in the left center field. Going back and making the play on the run is Chase Herndon for out number 1.
Kind of a tough play for him to make there, but
yeah, seemed to have a weird read on it, but did make the play eventually.
Well, Horowitz probably lucked out the most with that big outburst at the bottom of the 6th. I think Vienna had enough going on him to where maybe you wanted to put in another pitcher. The first pitch is a ball. But now that it's a 5-run lead, I think you feel comfortable throwing him back out here for this last inning. When it was a case of, maybe you'll be up by 1 or a tie game or even still down, then it was a different story perhaps.
1 ball, 1 strike. One out. The next pitch from Horwitz. Popped up into left center and chasing after it, sliding and making the catch out there. Was that Fletcher?
Caleb Fletcher, I believe, yeah.
Or no, it looks like it's Jackson Ruiz. Fletcher's playing first.
Oh, there you go. So they swapped.
That makes sense because I was like, it's a lefty. I don't think Fletcher's a lefty. But they swapped after the change there, so good job by Colin to have the exact read on it now. And big swing and miss here. So down to their final out is post 180. O'Connor is 0 for 2 today, or 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a fly out. This one fouled straight back.
The Horwitz has recovered well after, having some spotty at bats here and there. Still 3 hits, 2 walks, giving up 1 run. His third inning of work now.
One ball, 2 strikes. O'Connor takes this one inside for ball 2. This one fouled away. Two, called strike 3, and that's the ball game. Post 14 gets the win 8-3 here in game 1 of the doubleheader against Post 180 in a 7-run bottom of the 6th inning to rally to take the win 8-3. Dylan, good game between these two teams, and impressive win for Berkeley Post 14 considering how the game was going up until that 6th inning. Really not a whole lot of offense, but the team rallied, put it together, and had a great win.
Right, yeah. Once Alex Crutter on the mound for Vienna had a really good start, but then second time through the order and third, once we got to the heart of the Hornets lineup, Hartman and Reed and Moore, they were able to do damage on him, get him out of the game, and once they did that, they were able to really put a hurting on Connor Moore and Daniel Nielsen, and that just completely opened things up in that bottom of the 6th. And you got good enough pitching from Braden Stottlemyre and Griffin Horowitz to where that was more than enough. So only 3 runs given up, and that gives you a 5-run win.
All right, let's take a 60-second break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the postgame show. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Once again, your final score, Post 14, 8. Post 180, 3. We're back in 60.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Your final score, Hornets 8, Post 183 as it sounded like I said Post 183. Post 180 had 3. 8-3 was your final score. Hornets get the win. As we take a look back at the box score in this one and kind of get your final thoughts here, Dylan, on game one of this doubleheader. As Dylan, you'll stay in the color analyst role. Colin will come in and do play-by-play for game two. I'm going to move over to the camera, but we'll recap it here. Vienna took the early 1-0 lead in the first inning. Hornets would come back to make it a 2-1 game after Vienna extended that lead in the fourth, in the bottom of the fourth. And then a 6-run sixth inning for Berkeley after a Balk got another run in there for Vienna. And they trailed 3-1 heading into the bottom of the sixth. Hornets rally for 6 in the bottom of the sixth to take a 7-3 lead. Or they rallied for 7, so missing a run here on the game changer. But an 8-3 win for Berkeley post 14. Stoudemire goes 4 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Horwitz, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He gets the win. For Berkeley at the plate, it was 2 hits from Hartman, 2 hits from Reed, 1 hit from Moore, 1 hit from Riley Bubb, 1 2-run hit from Chase Herndon, the game-winning hit. And Carson Buber had a hit and 2 hits from Landon Sifford as well. And for Vienna post 180, a hit from Moore, 3 hits from Levy, 1 hit from Norman, and that was it. 5 for 26 at the plate for them. Crutter had a good outing out there on the mound. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Moore struggled a little bit, a third of an inning, 4 hits, 4 earned, no walks, 1 strikeout for him, and 2/3 of an inning of work for Nielsen, the lefty. So, Dylan, I guess the last thing to do is to get your player of the game. Who is it here today?
I think it's got to be Colin Reed. Yeah, 2 big doubles in this one. Yeah, you could give it to a number of guys through the heart of that lineup. You could go with Baden Hartman. He had 3 hits on the day, an RBI for himself. But Colin Reed really got the things going that third time through the lineup to kind of start that comeback. Made it 3-2 on his RBI double. He crushed 2 big doubles in this game. They were able to end up driving in Baden Hartman. So I'm going to give it to Colin Reed. He's been on fire, hitting over 500. And I think he's shown he's been really one of the best hitters on this team.
Yeah, Colin Reed. I think also Chase Herndon with his effort out there.
Yeah, 1 big hit for him.
Getting the big, go-ahead hit at the time. So there's a lot of guys. I mean, anytime you put these kind of numbers, and I feel like almost every game in Legion we're saying everybody could be player of the game by the time we're done with it. But I like that choice. Colin Reed definitely just having a great summer, and it's just been killing the baseball. So that does it for us. Not certain when game 2 will get rolling. I would imagine.
So Colin told us that Tripp said 3:45.
Okay, sounds
Coach
good.
Tobin.
So we'll be back on then around 3:35 or so. So a little break here. But for Dylan, Colin, and Spencer, I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long here from P.O. Faulkner Park for now, and we'll be back on the air in a few minutes with Game 2. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the